Hello and welcome to another episode of Financial Freeway. And today I wanted to talk about something really interesting and something like I had when I was growing up. I had this idea of how things were supposed to work, and one of the things I thought erroneously was that in order for you to become rich, you had to have a job where you made a lot of money. You had to become a professional, like a doctor or a lawyer or that ilk. And one of the things I found out, unfortunately too late in life, was that that's not the case. What needs to happen is you need to have a situation where you have equity in something, and that is literally the only way that the wealthy can become wealthy, and that's by having equity. And what I mean by that is, if you work for a company, that's great, you're getting paid an hourly wage. But if you own the company, that's where the real wealth is generated. You can't get wealthy trading your time for dollars. Or as another guy put it, you can't get you can't get wealthy renting your time to someone else, because they're becoming wealthy off of that. So what you need to do is, if you do have a job where any way possible that you can get equity in that job. One of the first jobs I had where I was able to do that was working for Home Depot. They had a stock sharing program where you could buy stocks off your paycheck, and they would actually match, can't remember, it was a while ago, it was back in like 97, and they would match your contributions and you would get those shares. Kind of like, an ownership thing. And I didn't even quite understand ownership and equity, and I was really very much focused on surviving the day. It's hard to be focused on your retirement when you're just surviving day to day. But that was a way for me to kind of get an idea, a start, as to what having equity really meant. So if there's any way, well, I should say there's always a way to get equity. If you can't get equity through the place you're working for now, through some sort of stock, employee stock program, what you can do is simply buy stock, get equity in that company, and you have an idea of the inside workings of that company. Having equity is the only way you're going to get wealth, whether it's equity in a company or equity in stock or equity in real estate. You're not going to get rich renting a house if you rent a house off someone. You get rich if you own a house. You're not going to get rich if you work for somebody else. You're going to get rich if you own a portion of that company. It's really important that my listeners understand that the path to wealth is equity in something. Buy companies, build companies, create businesses. That's how you're going to get wealthy. You are not going to get wealthy working for somebody else, period. And if you think that you're gonna, get some sort of a Bitcoin lucky lottery ticket win, like Bitcoin or what happened with GameStop a couple years ago, if you think that, don't even go down that road with your thought process. I will talk about my investment strategy on another podcast, but right now it's really important that you guys understand, if you are working for someone else, the company makes a big sale, they get the dollars. Or they get a big contract, they're the ones who get the dollars. If you are renting a house and home prices go up, your landlord's getting the dollars. If you're an employee and you don't have any equity or stake in the company's always going to win. Always. So my thing to everyone here is do whatever you can to get equity in something. Buy a portion of a business. This girl's not having a good day. Buy a portion of a business. Buy a portion of the company you work for. Do what you can to get equity in something. That is the only way to wealth. Thanks so much for listening, checking me out, seeing what we got here. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, it would do me a lot of good if you could subscribe. And hit the thumbs up button if you like what you're hearing. But again, as I always say, the most important thing is to share. Because my goal is to get this message out to as many people as possible. Becoming wealthy is not impossible. There's no secret formula to it. It's very simple, and I want to get this message out to as many people as possible because I want everyone to be able to understand, or at least to make the choice to live a life of abundance or not. But I want it to be their choice, and I want them to be educated to understand that. Thanks so much for listening. God bless.